Well, hi everyone. I'm John Redland, and this is my review of WWE Raw after Mania. Look, this show was messy. It started great and then went right into the goddamn shitter. And they had a skeleton crew and everybody worked hard. But realistically, this show was so goddamn messy. Could have benefited from having a crowd, sure, maybe. But you know what? They worked with what they had. It just really started to drag at some point. So I'm going to make this one quick. Asuka versus Liv. This was really good. I love Asuka's antics. Liv certainly improving. I was wrong about her a number of years ago when I said she wasn't all that good in the ring. She has put in the work. She has vastly improved. She looked like Asuka's equal a few times. You could tell Asuka was working with her and trying to give her a bunch of stuff, and Liv kept being there for everything. She has absolutely improved, put in the work in the Performance Center, and put in the work night after night after night on house shows and everything, especially with this new character. She is really coming into her own, and this is good stuff. She had Asuka on the ropes several times and nearly had her beat, had some good near falls, but in the end, Asuka Lock got the tap out. But this was good stuff, and if they can, keep letting Liv actually go out there and live it up and do good shit in the ring, they got a star on their hands for a number of years. And Asuka's a world-class athlete and absolutely great, and she's just fucking hilarious and fucking tremendous. This is good stuff. A great way to kick off Raw. And then we have a Becky backstage interview, and okay, it was what it was. We then had Shayna saying the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat about 80 million times, and then saying she was going to get Becky, something like that. Whatever. If they continue this feud, cool, okay, maybe Shayna beats her at Money in the Bank, wherever they have Money in the Bank. Probably at the Performance Center at this rate. We then get the Street Profits and Austin Theory and Angel Garza with Selena Vega and a Raw Tag Team title rematch, because fuck anybody that decided to be stupid and pay full price for this pay-per-view when it was available on the WWE Network for an undisclosed price, a cheaper price, or it is free for new subscribers. They had a rematch, a tag title rematch, and okay, look, the match was fine. But then at one point, Zelina wearing her gear, people are, I think one of the commentators, that might have been Byron, said, what does Zelina have up her sleeve? She didn't have sleeves. Why in the world does nobody notice these things? And then we have a DQ finish. Okay, Zelina gets involved. And then we have Bianca coming in, and she attacks Zelina and says, oh, no, she kind of does variations where she adds EST to everything and emphasizes the EST because she is the EST. The EST, well, it used to be of NXT and now the EST of Raw. I guess they're doing that. Maybe they're working on catchphrases. I don't know. But she challenges Zelina to a match. So yes, we have Zelina in a match, and okay, the match was decent. Both of these women can work well. Zelina's pretty good in the ring. Bianca is very good in the ring, especially for somebody that has only been competitive for a few years. And then we get a DQ finish, but none of the women got touched. You had, I believe it was Montez and Austin Theory brawling in the ring, and the ref's like, oh, okay, I'll just call a DQ. And then they decided to go holla, 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 Teddy Long, they decided Teddy Long it, gross, into a 6-person tag match. Look, if you had nothing for the goddamn show, throw a couple matches in there or something. You did not need to do something that went on this goddamn long, but it wasn't the only long thing on this show. Gross. The action was fine, and we get the KOD for the win. I don't want to make it sound like I'm down on this, but I'm not going to take a ton of time to talk about stuff that was basically filler. That's what it was. Did it serve a purpose for everybody? Sure. And should Bianca have beaten Zelina? Yes. And it makes absolute sense. And Montez then shakes the camera violently. I don't know what that was about. We then get a backstage interview after Lashley had lost to Aleister Black, after Lana ruined everything because Sable 2.0 ruins everything. Lana needs to stay the fuck off of television. Maybe she can go get some goddamn acting lessons, or get any lessons, or maybe get a personality. I don't fucking know. We get Lashley saying he needs a new manager and a new wife. Okay. They're finally dropping the storyline about, 4 months too late. But whatever. Lashley looks like he wants to fucking leave. I mean, I don't think it's just acting. If he's happy with the money he's earning, great. I can't imagine he's that happy with what's going on right now. He just looks fucking miserable, and who can blame him? We then get Aleister Black versus Apollo Crews. Legend has it that they're still fighting to this very day. Sad about Edge and Orton, and don't worry, they had recaps of that stuff. That match, while good in parts, went on way too long. Went on nearly 40 minutes. This felt like it went on for about 5 years. Now, I'm happy for Apollo, and he apparently got traded to Raw after being involved in like a pseudo team rivalry with Chad Gable and then feuding with Sheamus for no reason. Went absolutely goddamn nowhere. Crews has not benefited from pretty much any booking in WWE, as talented as he is. Personality-wise, sure, he hasn't really had much of a chance to show personality, but fucking hell. This match went 3 breaks. Apollo was competitive, and Aleister gave him a lot, and these guys are world-traveled, world-class athletes. Easy for me to say, world-class, world-ass athletes, and did some good shit. But my God, it was just out there to fill time. This show at times reminded me of the world-class syndicated television show that I've seen a few episodes of, where they just had matches just to fill time, the 2-hour show. And this was a 3-hour show. And again, you're working with a skeleton crew, but for fuck's sake, this did not need to go on so damn long. Crews looked like he'd had the victory, and then they do more shit, and then he'd almost had the victory again, and Aleister would almost have the victory. And then finally, Black Mass for 3. Thank fucking Christ, this is over. Again, good that they gave Apollo plenty of time. I'm happy that maybe they're trying to, get the, shit off of him from like all the crap they've given him for booking, but this didn't really benefit either of them. It worked in the sense that, hey, cool, we remember that Apollo Crews is on the roster, and I like Apollo Crews, but he has not really meant much of anything, which is sad. And also, I don't know who this benefited, but whatever, it was what it was. Recaps Edge and Orton, and they left in the Benoit spot with the equipment. Man, don't get choked up about that. We then have Ricochet and Cedric versus Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. Throw them up, and Burch and Lorcan got beat pretty quickly. They got in some shots. Maybe they're going to be called up to Raw. Maybe it's just people that are just in the area and they're just working with this crew. I have no idea. Cedric and Ricochet shaving his beard. He literally looks like he's about 14 years old right there. And he can do all the fancy shit and everything. Actually, he doesn't look 14. He looks more like he's about 20. Like he dropped about 10, 11 years. But just Cedric and Ricochet, if this is the best they have for them, you know what? They can be a good athletic team. I can't wait for them to be jobbing on a pre-show in like a month or two. Hi, I'm cynical. But whatever, we get the Recoil 2.0, because it's a different kind of recoil, and there we go. Cool. All right, fine. Ricochet and Cedric got the victory. They should have. And then we get KO and Rollins recaps, and then we get an Owens piece where it's like, it was all worth it, all these beatings to, finally get Rollins in a one-on-one match. Talks about going back to maybe being a prize fighter, or maybe there are more people that need stunners. Who the fuck knows? We're probably going to get Owens challenging Drew for the championship at SummerSlam, because I don't know how much more white hot you can keep this at. So we get Rollins versus, I did not catch the guy's name. They mentioned it once. I didn't catch his name. Seemed like a good athlete, but Rollins beat him. Curb stomp 1, 2, 3. They had nothing but squash matches after this. Rollins looking very despondent and then leaves. And then, oh boy, Nia Jax is back. Cool. I didn't miss her on TV before. And I wouldn't miss her if she wasn't on TV for a few weeks. I'm glad that she came back from her injuries, but I was not interested one bit for at least a year or two before she went off TV. So honestly, cool, whatever. Deonna Purrazzo, they might as well just release her. She's just jobbing all the goddamn time, and I like her. I mean, I'm not knocking her, but it's as talented as she is, fucking hell, she's not doing anything. And Nia Jax ain't all that good. She uses Paige's finisher. She rams Paige for 3. Have fun on seeing that. And there we go. We get Brandon Vink versus Humberto Carrillo. Brandon's got some shots in, and he's actually gotten some appearances on Raw and NXT. Good size, good athlete, does some trash talking. Humberto eventually hits the moonsault 1, 2, 3. And then we get a Charlotte piece. where she talks about her dad, and it's like, it's not the title that makes a woman, it's the woman that makes the title. Good, Charlotte. Maybe you can take that title that you didn't fucking earn, that you only got because your daddy got you in the business, give it to somebody deserving, and you go, shoo, get the fuck off of TV. Get the fuck off, and maybe after 6 months you can actually maybe be a little bit interesting. Maybe you can be vastly more interesting than you are now. Charlotte seems like she's a nice person. Taking the person out of it, just focusing on the wrestling character. I have never been more annoyed with how a woman has been pushed in the ring, no matter how talented she is. But she's not even the most talented woman that they have on the goddamn roster. Yes, she's obviously getting the push, and the pushes, the constant pushes, because she's Flair's daughter and Vince loves blondes. And am I saying that she hasn't put in the work? No, she's put in the goddamn work, but does she deserve all these accolades, all these title reigns? No. There are so many. She has not helped any woman that she has worked with that was not already on the ascent. Becky was already on the ascent in their 2018 feud that Becky pretty much made right there. And Charlotte has gotten to the point now where if Charlotte vanished from TV, if she retired, like say by next year, would anybody miss her? I wouldn't. And it's not like she can do all that much more. She has not gotten anybody over, she's gotten them under. Mania 32, her winning, fine. Her burying Asuka at Mania 34, and that was her burying and creative. And was Rhea buried? No. Was Rhea damaged? Absolutely. This isn't good. This is not good at all. It's just crapping on the goddamn NXT Women's Championship, and I fucking hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. And this complete, just asinine, view of pushing Charlotte despite every bit of evidence that it's not gonna work. I just don't fucking get it. Beyond her being Rick's daughter, I don't get it. Like, really, I'm trying to think of a lot of 5-star matches that I've seen from Charlotte. And I'm not saying she's totally shit in the ring, but there are ones that are way better. Io Shirai could have taken it from Rhea. You could have done something like that. No, let's put Charlotte out there and make somebody who speaks flatly. So, it's ironic given the amount of work she's had done that she speaks so goddamn flatly. Fucking hell. Can Charlotte get any personality that isn't from implants? Seriously. And I know that seems like a cheap shot, but I'm fucking done with it. I'm fucking done with it because she has no goddamn personality beyond being a copy of her dad. So that's all I gotta say. We then get Drew, we get the end of this. It happened after Mania. Drew made his entrance again and got interviewed by Sarah 20 minutes after the match, against Brock had happened. And I don't know why Drew did his entrance again. He's talking about earning the title. Here's Big Show. Big Show has a referee, and Big Show basically says, hey, I want to challenge you to a match. Oh, you don't want to challenge me? And then he slaps him. And then they have a match. And I was so worried we were going to get a Mania 9 moment where Big Show, being friends with Hulk Hogan, said, hey, brother, you could pull a Mania 9 like I did with Bret Hart and Yoko. Thankfully, that didn't happen, but boy, I was worried there for a bit. Nothing against Big Show, but there was no point. This was padding the goddamn show, and they were already stretching this thing to its goddamn limit. And we eventually get a Claymore kick 1, 2, 3. So thank fucking Christ we don't get Big Show's WWE champion in 2020. I'm not going to grade this show, but this show is very messy. You can probably figure out what I didn't like about it. But anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.